you so much.
So my name is Dr. Ramchandra. I'm a cardiologist, like she said,
What's your
and
specialty?
accidentally happened to be a small-time entrepreneur also. We started our own hospital group. We have 5 hospitals now. They're all sort of, maintained by doctors. So they're sort of doctor-owned hospitals. And our goal is to basically give ethical treatment and to look at health in a holistic manner and to combine, allopathy with Ayurveda and yoga. Because with the tide of lifestyle diseases, what is more important is prevention rather than cure. Even if yesterday night we had 2 heart attack patients, I was up till maybe morning 4 o'clock. You can save the person's life, but for him not to have it again, he needs to do yoga, do diet, do so many other things. So it's just not medicine, just not treatment. So today's topic is wonderful. It's about the ever-changing rhythm, ever-changing tide that keeps on happening in creation and in our life. So we'll introspect on change. So where when we talk about change, we don't feel comfortable. That's because we don't know what the future holds for us. Change is the future. And we don't know how it's going to treat us, what it holds for us. But if you look at it carefully, there is no existence without change. It's only because of change that existence is there. As a cardiologist, I see the heart day in and out. It's an epitome of movement, a constant rhythmic change. It beats around 1 lakh times a day, pumps around 70,000 liters of blood through 1 lakh kilometers of blood vessels in each of our bodies. If it rests for 10 seconds, we're going to fall down unconscious. If it stops beating for 10 minutes, that's it. We don't exist any longer. So at a rate of 10% for every 1 minute that it stops, people go dead. That's why it's so important to start CPR or to shock it back into its own native rhythm before those 10 minutes. So life can be so fast. We are all sitting here, evidently not moving much, but like you all know, the earth is revolving at a speed of around 1,000 kilometers an hour. And we are hurtling through space at around 50 lakh miles an hour. Isn't that mind-boggling? We think we are static, but we are actually hurtling through space. And even more mind-boggling is our own mind. The fastest thing is not light, it's your thought. You can think of a galaxy many light years away in just a split of a second. So when I am talking to you, what is your mind saying? It's saying yes, yes, or it's saying no, no, or it's attaching itself to so many other millions of thoughts around you. So in that crowd of thoughts, if you look back and sit carefully and look, every thought is like a small bit of information. And in between those bits, there are gaps. And that gap is the very basis of our existence. I'll come to that at the end of this talk. So the change is not that important. The basis of the change is what is important. So for many people, when change, affects them, they don't even know that they can be the makers of their own destiny. Many of us don't even know that. So you have heard of your founder here. He made his own destiny. He did some things that created this wonderful place. So many of us even don't know that. Many of us know that we can be masters of our destiny to a certain extent, but then things don't go the way we want, even for the greatest people. So many times, the change is so powerful that we are not able to predict it. So this brings in 2 concepts which are very important. One is Nishkama karma, which means very simply, we are not bogged down by the results. We just act to the best of our ability, but we are not bogged down by the result. The other very important concept is sankalpa. Sankalpa means you make a wish. I want to travel from here to Delhi. I buy a flight ticket, I make a wish. And the rest of it happens automatically. I land up in Delhi. But if I am that sort of person, you see, from here to the airport, I'm sitting in the car and saying, I'm going to Delhi, I'm going to Delhi. And in the flight, I'm saying, I'm going to Delhi, I'm going to Delhi. you know what will happen? You'll get tired in the process, and ultimately you may not reach Delhi, you may reach the wrong place. So this is a sort of obsessive compulsive trait that is very common nowadays in people, especially the younger generation. Why I'm telling it is it's something that's very easy to get out of. This sort of obsessive compulsive phenomena. So you just need to make a sankalpa, and you need to know that the means is as important as the end, which means you got to like whatever you're doing. Don't be too worried about what is the end result. For me, I'm seeing my patients, I should love it. Whatever happens, I give the best of my abilities. Whatever happens is different, but I need to enjoy my work. So that is a very important thing. So these two concepts of sankalpa and nishkama karma are very important for all of you guys. When tides hit us hard, sometimes my friend's son's marriage got cancelled because it seems his H1B visa got cancelled or is about to be cancelled. Sometimes it hits us so hard. So when it hits us hard, there is no need to, bog down and drown in self-pity. You can just raise yourself up, be buoyant, and go with the tide. And the tide many times takes you to places where and to opportunities which you never thought was possible. I never thought I will start a hospital or a hospital group. It just so happened that I couldn't get a proper hospital to work myself with whatever I wanted to do, and I ended up putting our own hospital chain. So many times when you ride the tide, it takes you to opportunities which you never thought were possible. So that is a very wonderful thing. You can go against the tide also. There's nothing wrong with it. All the great people have gone against the tide when they had a conviction that what they were doing is right and the change was not right. So that's also fine. You might fail while doing it. That's also okay. You all know, everybody must have told you, failures are your stepping stones. And in fact, if you look at it, the biggest technocrats in the world, all of them are college dropouts. I'm not asking you to drop out, but I'm just telling you that, these guys had dropped out, they were not doing well, and then they started something else and they became very big. Many times, change itself is cyclical. In our own culture, our final energy forms are all ellipsoid. The linga is ellipsoid. You look at it, everything in this creation moves in a cyclical manner. We can take advantage of it. The biggest guys who take advantage are the real estate guys. They know that a boom is going to come in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. They wait and then they tap it. So you can look at it that way also. The cyclical motion is there. The biggest and most important changes for us affect our own body. So there is this young age when we spend in innocence, when we are very happy in that. Then there is the tide of adolescence. When hormones take over, we are hijacked by the hormones. Everything looks very curvy, everything looks very seductive. Then there's the age of, adulthood, when you're trying to make the best of the situation around. And before knowing it, time is so fast that, you become 60 or 70 years. I myself am 60 years now, without knowing it. So, and as time progresses, the body, your mind, everything starts decaying, and then there is death. So we have to know how to handle this. For these two very important things are Viveka and Vairagya. Viveka is very simple knowledge that everything is changing, and Vairagya is the fact that you don't hold on to change. It's going to change. You need to let go. So someday somebody asked Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar ji, how do you let go? What is letting go? He said, take a deep breath, hold it. In 1 minute, you will let go. You cannot hold on to anything in this life. Even your own breath, you cannot hold on to. So you need to know how to let go of things. Then, life takes its own way. So whatever it is, if you have Viveka and Vairagya, you are not going to be affected by the ups and downs of life. So whether you ride the tide or whether you go against the tide, you're going to be tossed about in life. And at some stage, if you have engaged life well, it's very important to engage it fully. Only when you exercise well, you'll get a good sleep. So only when you have engaged life well, you get bored with it at some point of time. You know, whether you are a great success or you are a great failure, you will get bored with it. At the age of 50, 60, 40, you'll get bored of it. And then when you look back, sit and look back at what all is happening in and around you, you come to a very peculiar conclusion that you are the fulcrum for this whole change that's happening around. You are the center point. You are that singularity in this creation around which this whole perception of change is moving. That you can get it if you have that Sakshi Swarupa, which means you just sit back and look about what's happening. You're not engaged, you're not actively, getting in touch with the reality there, but you're actually looking at it. You can do that, or you can do it very easily through meditation. Meditation is an absolutely easy technique. You just sit in a comfortable position so that your body doesn't bother you. You close your eyes and thoughts keep coming and going, the huge tides of thoughts coming, going. So you don't label them good or bad. You don't say, I want this thought or I don't want this thought. In a few days, an amazing thing happens. You are different, your thoughts are different. You realize that you can exist without being your thoughts. That gives you tremendous power. That gives you tremendous intuition to handle life. This is called Sakshi Swarupa. This is a very easy thing for all of you to do. People, when we talk about meditation, people think that it is, you do it at the end of your life. No. You do it at your stage now, when you're going to take life head on. That's when you start meditating. And when you realize that you are the basis of all changes. So that will give you this tremendous energy, tremendous compassion and intuition to handle life. So people ask me, what is the most important thing in life? How do you handle change? Say, as a doctor, as a person involved with science, education and technology, as a human being, I would very clearly say that more important than knowing how to make the best about the changes around you is to know the basis of that change, which is yourself. And the one thing that you need to do in your life to make that happen is to meditate. So we need to meditate every day, around 20 minutes, maybe once or twice a day. And when do we do that? We don't want to postpone our happiness. We need to do it now, today. So start doing meditation today. And thank you for having me here.